Well, good morning. Today is Tuesday, March 4th. If you've joined us in reading the Bible in a year, today's verses are Numbers 14 and 15 and Psalms 90. And then tomorrow is Numbers 16 and 17. How's your speech? And what I mean by that is how is the way you talk. Do you talk with calmness, with peace, with love? Are you a gossip? Do you like telling juicy tidbits about others? Are you one who tells dirty jokes? Not being mean, but just, in a jovial atmosphere in the world per se. That's what I want to talk about a little bit today is our speech. And today's verses, I'm going to jump around a little bit. I'm going to be in Ephesians 4:29, Colossians 4:6, and then Proverbs 15:1 and Proverbs 18:21-24. So Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth, but what is good for necessary edification, that it might impart grace to the hearers. And then Colossians 4:6. Let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how you ought to answer one another. And then to the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turns away wrath, but harsh words stir up anger. And then Proverbs 18:21-24. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. And then 18:24, a man who has friends must himself be friendly. So think about it today. How is your speech? How are the words that you use? The things that come out of your mouth, how are they heard by others? We all like a little juicy gossip, I guess. Maybe that's just our human worldly nature. But the words we use, no matter in what form, no matter if it's gossip about somebody or, somebody tells you something in confidence and then you inadvertently share it with others, or somehow it leaks out and everybody seems to know. Nothing about that is harmless. The talk we use, whether it's intentionally cruel, or simply some idle joking around, the target of our comments can be embarrassing or hurtful to others. Even if the person never finds out or never knows. Chit-chat about going behind someone's back. They may never find out. But who does know? And that's God. God tells us one day we will have to answer for every idle word we've spoken. And I think people who spread idle talk to others reveal kind of what their inner being is. In Matthew 12, Jesus said, "For the mouth speaks out of that which fills the heart." A poisonous tongue is motivated by things like jealousy, resentment, or pride that resides in a person's heart. Our speech has the power to hurt feelings, destroy reputations, or really destroy friendships. It can even create a divide inside the church and inside families. Husbands, the way you speak to your wives, and wives, the way you speak to your husbands. 1 Peter 3 talks about, the hierarchy of the family. God, then the husband, then the wife, then the children. Wives are to submit to their husbands. And I don't mean submit in a way where they're inferior or less than their husband. But the husband is supposed to be the head of the household. The husband should be respected. Now, that's if he respects you back. It's this mutual trust with one another, respect for one another. And our words really do matter. James talks about the tongue as being a fiery, uncontrollable thing. And even though it's the smallest part of the body, typically, it has the greatest effect. One match can light a whole forest on fire. Just one tiny little match. The same way with the tongue and what we use, the words we use. One word or one small group of words can have a devastating effect on people. So, what should we do if we are in a group of people or around people who seem to gossip or to, seem to criticize all the time or have negative attitudes? We should pray for that person or pray for those people. The power of prayer is powerful. It's not always good to go and confront somebody about it, because things will just escalate. But that's when you reach out to God. Pray for that person. Pray for God to touch their their heart, bridle their mouth, and gird their tongue so that fiery speech stops. You know, and also we can pray to God to ask Him to protect the person being talked about. But in either way, commit ourselves to prayer. Prayer about the situation. You know, gossip or hateful talk about anything can cause unnecessary harm. And we should take the time, sometimes take that extra split second to think before we respond or before we act. You know, our words are powerful. You know, our words should be used mostly for lifting people up, for complimenting people. Let's not use our words to tear people down, to criticize, to judge. So think about that today. Think about your speech. Let your speech be seasoned with salt. Use your speech today to lift somebody up. Because you never know what that other person's going through. We all look like we got it together on the outside, but many of us don't. Many of us are a wreck on the inside. And you never know how that one kind word or that one smile or that one compliment you give to that person could change their whole day. So be that light. Shine the light of God. And look, remember, God loves you. I love you guys. Have a great Tuesday. Be productive. And use your words wisely. And God willing, I'll catch y'all tomorrow.